We all know that Democrats believe in growing the size of government, but the following happens, and yet they still think we should grow government. Google government waste and see how the government handles our money. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services has spent more than $1 billion to digitize its paper-based filing system. The project was to be completed about 2013 and cost $500 million. It's now totaling over $3.1 billion, and it's not expected to be completed for an additional 4 years. This comes via the Washington Post. The State Department misplaced and lost some $6 billion due to improper filing of contracts during the past several years, mainly during the tenure of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, according to an Inspector General report. Now consider the cost of the failed and flawed Affordable Care Act website, which cost over $1 billion, something that could have been developed for maybe $1 million. How do you suppose Kathleen Sebelius and the government racked up so much money on this poor excuse of a website? Well, it wasn't her money. She wasn't investing her own money. If she were in the private sector, she would have been fired on the spot long before reaching such astronomical numbers. Have you learned anything yet? You still want bigger, more wasteful government, huh? Do you know that empirical evidence shows that private charities do more to help people than government entitlements? 70 cents or 70% of every government entitlement dollar goes not to the poor people, but to government bureaucrats. Imagine how much better you could help others if you got to keep more of your own money in each and every one of your paychecks instead of allowing government to waste it as they do. Remember, social issues don't mean much of anything in a Democrat economy. Politicians pass rules and regulations to justify their political positions and or to get elected or reelected. Most are unnecessary. Rules and regulations cost money to taxpayers to regulate, and they cost businesses to comply. The money they put in to compliance could be spent to expand their business and hire more people. Only a true conservative will sift through all the rules and regulations and get rid of the unnecessary ones and save us money and help to create jobs. Understand something. Social issues don't mean much of anything in a Democrat economy. We need to get our finances in order by electing an adult this time around. In 2016, stop the waste. Vote Republican.
Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem. From time to time, we've been tempted to believe that society has become too complex to be managed by self-rule, that government by an elite group is superior to government for, by, and of the people. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves.